Hello folks, happy half term. At least it's half term in the UK. You may be teaching still where you are. I just wanted to put a live up on the site just to say hello and make contact and try and maybe give a bit of value today. I want to share some ideas in a book that I've been reading, which is has connected an awful lot of dots for me in my life, but particularly professionally. And one of the things it's explained to me is precisely why teachers burn out. Okay, you may have noticed this in yourself. You may notice this in your colleagues during their careers. You may have thought to yourself, as I have done, why is it when I look around staff rooms now in schools, I only see young people? Where have the older people gone? And a lot of us burn out. It happened to me. And I think I finally realised what it's about and why. Okay, so the book is this one. It's called Power versus Force. And it is by David Hawkins. I had never come across this book before. It was recommended to me. I picked it up and read it. It's the kind of book that people often have on their bookshelves, apparently, for 10 years or more. They pick it up, they start, they find it a bit difficult to get into it, and they put it down because they're not ready to read it. Then when they're ready to read it, it completely revolutionises the way they see things. So, effectively, if you are a teacher, what you end up doing in your classroom and in your career is you are constantly battling between power versus force. And this is what exhausts you. So what's the difference between the two? Power is very straightforward. Power is something that does not create resistance. So people that are powerful in the world are people that have influence. I mean, I've written a lot about presence, people who perhaps have natural presence. They're able to communicate. They're able to inspire people around them. They're able to communicate the love of their subject. And really, the way that this particular writer talks about that is that these people have managed to raise their vibration, if you like. That's one way of putting it, or reach a higher level of consciousness. And then there are people who are quite forceful, and certainly in the classroom, people who rely very much on strict discipline, on sanctions, etc., etc. They're using force, aren't they? And the force often creates resistance. So sometimes they have to expend quite a lot of energy on applying sanctions in a forceful manner. That's how it works in class. And throughout my coaching of teachers, what I tend to do is I tend to emphasize the importance of being able to do both things. So being able to create rapport, but also being able to be assertive and high status as well, in order to keep discipline in your classroom. That in and of itself is a tiring thing to do, but I've only recently become aware of the fact that, in effect, we're using completely different energies. And when we use those energies, the children respond to us in completely different ways, and people respond to us in different ways in their life, in your life, rather. If you're interested in reading the book, it's just a great read. I'd recommend it. And it's very useful to think about how you might want to raise your level of consciousness, if you like, in your life. I posted a video below which kind of explains a little bit more about it, and a graphic, so you can have a look at the way that Hawkins manages to calibrate different levels of consciousness. It's fascinating how he's done it. And if you want to put it into practice in your life in any other way, then feel free. I hope this has been useful for you. I hope you've got something from it. I'll try and drop a few more lives in this group as the term goes on, to make sure that you're getting as much value as you can. So if you're on half term, do enjoy the rest of it, and I'll be posting again soon.